everybody and welcome to this video on products. In this video, we will be having a look at how to multiply a binomial by another binomial. So binomial is just a word for referring to a set that has two terms in it. So this bracket has two terms, x and minus 1, and this is also x plus 3, so it's a binomial, so times a binomial. Now, what you might have heard as a common method to multiply this out is something called FOIL. It's an acronym that gives us an order on which we should multiply the terms in the bracket. So I'm going to show you how to use the FOIL method to multiply a binomial. So the FOIL method, basically all it does is it distributes the first term x to both of the terms in the second bracket, and it then distributes the second term in the first bracket to both the terms in the second bracket. If you would like to do it that way, there is no problem because that also is completely fine, and it's using the distributive law that we spoke about in the previous video. So let us have a look at FOIL. So FOIL says first we multiply the first. So the first of the are referring to the first term in each bracket. So the first term in this bracket is x, and the first term in this bracket is x. So we're multiplying x, the first, it's x times x. Then the next one says that we should multiply outers. So the outers are referring to the two terms on the outside of each of the brackets. So it is the x in this bracket, and outside is the 3 in this bracket. So the outers are the x times the 3. Then the next one is the inners, and the inners are referring to the two terms on the inside of both of the brackets, which in this case is the -1 and the x. So it's -1 times x. And please make sure that you multiply it with the sign. And then the last one are the last terms of each bracket, which in this case is -1 times +3. Okay, so then we can do the multiplication. So we have x times x is x squared, x times 3 is 3x, x times -1 times x is minus x, and -1 times 3 is -3. So then this simplifies to, because the 3x and the minus x are like terms, we can add them. So the x squared, it's by itself, so we leave it. The 3x minus x is +2x. And finally, we have a -3. So if you would like to use the FOIL method, it involves first following the steps of multiplying the first term in each bracket with each other, the outer terms of each bracket with each other, the inner terms of each bracket with each other, and then finally the last terms with each bracket with each other. If you do not like the FOIL method, you can use the distributive law, and I will show you how to do it. So it's x minus 1 times x plus 3. So what we're going to do is distribute the x to both terms in the second bracket, and then we're going to distribute the -1 to both terms in the second bracket. So this would then be equal to, and now we're distributing the two x terms, so it's x times x, that's the first one. Then we're going to distribute the x to 3, so plus x times 3. So there we distributed the first term to both terms in the second bracket, and then we're going to distribute the second term to both terms in the second bracket. So it's -1 times x plus -1 times 3. So then let us simplify. This here becomes x times x is x squared, x times 3 is 3x, -1 times 3 is -3, and -1, sorry, this one here should be x. So the -1 first we distribute to the x. There we go. So this here should actually be -1 times x, which is minus x, and -1 times 3, which is -3. Once again, we have the like terms 3x and minus x, so we get x squared plus 2x minus 3. which is the exact same answer. So if you want to distribute the first term to both the terms in the second bracket and the second term to both the terms in the second bracket, you can do that also. Maybe if I write this out like this, one more step. So we're distributing the first term, which is x, to both terms in the second bracket, and then we are distributing the second term. So the second term is -1 to both terms in the second bracket. So that is the double distribution, or you could use FOIL, whichever method you would like to use, it is up to you. Let us do some examples. Please pause the video and try this by yourself and see if you understand the steps. Okay, so let's go through it together. We have x plus 4 times x minus 5. So I'm going to use the FOIL method, although you can use whichever one you would like. So x times x is the first plus the outers, which is x times minus 5, plus the inners, which is 4 times x, plus the last, which is 4 times -5. So then x times x is x squared, x times minus 5 is minus 5x, 4 times x is 4x, and 4 times minus 5 is minus 20. Please make sure you're watching out for your signs. So then this here is x squared. These two are like terms. Minus 5x plus 4x is minus x. And then finally we have minus 20. So then let us do number 2. So it's 2x plus 1 times x minus 3. This one here, I'll use the double distribution. So I'll distribute the first term to both ones in the second term, and then I'll distribute the second term to both terms in the second bracket. You're more than welcome to use whichever method you feel comfortable with. You will get the same answer if you've done it correctly. So 2x times 2x times x plus 2x times minus 3, that's the first term. Then we're going to distribute the second term, which is the 1. So 1 times x plus 1 times minus 3. So then let us simplify. So this is 2x times x, which is 2x squared, 2x times minus 3, which is minus 6x, x times 1, which is x, and minus 1 times 3, which is minus 3. So this here is 2x squared minus 5x, because 6x and x are like terms, and they give us minus 5x minus 3. Now, please always remember the first step is multiplication. So when we're doing the FOIL or distributing, that's when we're multiplying. But then the last step before our simplifying is addition or subtraction. So just pay careful attention, because sometimes some students get confused between those two steps. Okay, so let's do the third one. So we have a 4x plus 6 times x minus 2. I'm going to use FOIL for this one. So the first times the first. So the first term times the first term. So 4x times x plus the outers. So 4x times minus 2. Then the inners. So 6 times x. And then the last, which is 6 times minus 2. So then this 4x times x is 4x squared. 4x times -2 is minus 8x. 6 times x is 6x. And 6 times -2 is -12. Once again, we have like terms that we're going to simplify. So the 4x squared and the 12, they are not like, but the 8x and the 6x can be added. So minus 8x plus 6x is minus 2x. Let us do number 4. Oh, wait, that was number 4. No, it was number 3. Let's do number 4. So number 4 is 3x minus 1 times 2x plus 7. This time I'm going to use the double distribution. I'm just alternating methods, so you can choose which one you want and you can learn both, either, whatever the case is, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you find makes the most sense. So here we have 3x times 2x when we distribute the x, the first term, plus 3x times 7. Distributing it to the second term. Now let us do the second one, which is distributing a -1. So -1 times 2x plus -1 times 7. Okay, then let us simplify this. 3x times 2x is 6x squared. 3x times 7 is 21x. -1 times 2 is -2x, and -1 times 7 is -7. Once again, those two are like terms, so here we get 6x squared plus 19x, 21x minus 2 minus 7. Let us do the very last one and we will be experts. I'm going to do the FOIL method again. So the first term times the first term, so x times x, plus the outers, so the x times the minus 4y, times the inners, which is the 2y and the x. And finally the last, which is the 2y times the minus 4y. So this here, x times x is x squared, x times minus 4x is 4y is minus 4xy, 2y times x is plus 2xy, and 2y times minus 4y is minus 8y squared. And once again, we have like terms. So this here is x squared minus 2xy minus 8y squared. Please pay careful attention to the signs when you are multiplying. Remember that 2 like signs give you a positive and 2 unlike signs give you a negative. And remember that your rules for adding negatives and positives are different from multiplication. Please watch our next video for more information on products.